mko na noti ya 10k moja na it can only buy a chicken.
Kuna wale ambao wameiba mali ya umma,
wale watu wa seminar na retreat.
NASA died. I'm a man of God. I prophesy NASA is dead. Tena iko shetani fulani anatuambia turudi nyuma tena kwa hiyo ndoa. Mimi ningependa tafadhali mtuombee leo ile ndoa ya NASA. Tafadhali Apostle mtuombee party leader wetu wasirudi huko.
Because ukiangalia time ya budget,
No, it's the poorest county.
wale ambao wanajiweka mbele kwamba ni mafarasi ndio watu ambao watatupotosha katika hii nchi ya Kenya. Wao wanataka watutumie kama vibarakala, tuwapatie uongozi, hakuna manufaa tutapata kwao.
And now you have, let's say, 20 million who will leave back. How do you bank that money again?
I'm telling you, the culture of selling stuff in Western Kenya, any asset must be sold, any liability must be sold. Have you seen for the past 2 years what this man has been going through? Every time he has to come out and explain things, and the people who are putting him in these problems,
Wizi mingi imejaa Kenya. Bwana mmoja aliongoza Kenya hapo na wizi kama hii.
Western Kenya needs a think tank.
Hizo ndo farasi mbili tunatarajia, lakini hao wengine tumechoka nao.
na baba,
Maana mtu kama baba hauwezi kuwa unapewa penalty kila wakati au ufungi bao na bado timu inakupatia penalty. Sisi tumempigia ya kutosha.
Tayari kusimama na Musalia liwe liwalo, kama vile baba aliposimama na watu wake wa Kisumu, akasema hata akisema ati ende waanguke kwa kisima, anaanguka kwa kisima ati juu baba amesema. So mimi pia niko ready kusimama na Musalia Mudavadi.
Sasa wanamsumbua rais, badala ya rais kufanyia kazi wa Kenya. Sasa rais amekuwa ati anashughulikia watu watano hapo kujaribu kuwapanga na tamaa yao.
as there is politics, leadership, and governance, and we ain't gonna leave you out of our conversation. You can text or call in 0746 999 841. Where when we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah.
The new coronavirus can spread through respiratory droplets, which are liquids that may come out when we cough or sneeze. For this reason, it's very important to avoid close contact with anyone who has fever and cough or other respiratory symptoms. In practical terms, we recommend keeping at least 1 meter distance from a sick person. Also, you should avoid shaking hands, hugging, or kissing people with these symptoms. If you need to take care of a person who has fever, cough, and difficult breathing, do not forget to wear a mask and, in particular, to practice hand hygiene. If you need more information on how to protect yourself from the new coronavirus, check the WHO website at who.int.
It is always a pleasure to have you on board for Maisha Prime News. My name is Rida Cheb. Welcome. Equity Bank has denied extending 15 billion Kenyan shillings loan to a Turkish businessman linked to Deputy President William Ruto. The bank's managing director, Gerald Warui, on Wednesday told the parliamentary committee the bank does not have any banking relationship with Harun Al-Din. Bushebi Jr. with inclusive details on this.
In a pharmaceutical factory or plant in Uganda.
Equity Bank has denied any links with Turkish investor Harun Al-Din, who is an associate of Deputy President William Ruto. Equity Bank Managing Director Gerald Warui told Parliament on Wednesday, August 25th, that the bank did not have any account in Al-Din's name. He also denied any knowledge of a 15 billion shillings transaction offered to the Turkish investor.
Madam Chair, regarding the subject client, let me mention that he does not operate and he does not have a banking relationship with us. Neither does he have a loan with Equity Bank.
He asked for time to find out to who the said phone call was made by the Deputy President because the firm has many senior officers.
From where I sit, I'm not aware of it. But maybe given time, I can try to find out because we have very many senior people in the bank, both at the group and also at the Kenyan level. We also have many board members, so it may not have come to my attention to whom he might have called.
In a past interview, the DP had claimed that his intervention facilitated the award of a 15 billion shillings loan to a friend who constructed a COVID-19 vaccine facility in Uganda.
Isitoshe, wakati nilikuwa Uganda karibu mwezi moja hivi iliyopita, rais wa nchi hiyo alinikaribisha niende ni fungue mahali ambapo vaccines ya corona inatengenezwa na vaccines zingine. Kwa sababu gani? Yule mwegezaji wa pale wa hiyo kiwanda alikuja kwa ofisi hii mahali wewe umeketi karibu miaka 2 iliyopita. Akaniuliza, tafadhali natafuta vile naweza kupatana na Equity Bank. Kwa sababu nataka wanisaidie kufanya ile coordination ya vile nitapata pesa ya kuegeza. Mimi nikachukua simu, nikapigia simu Equity Bank, nikawaambia kuna mmoja wetu wa kutoka East Africa aliye hapa. Mko na branch Uganda. Msaidieni huyu mtu kama anaweza kufanya hiyo biashara anatafuta. Unanielewa? So wakati sasa huyo mtu alifaulu akapata pesa shilingi bilioni 15 za Kenya, 150 million US dollars. Akaenda akajenga hiyo kiwanda.
Mr. Al-Din was a stranger to us, like as he was to everyone else. So we had nothing to say about him because we do not know him. What Sam mentioned is that we would not also want to be drawn. Yes, we have financed a pharmaceutical facility in Uganda, but we cannot be drawn in the press to start discussions, detailed of amounts and status of a facility, of a client in the public. There was a talk of 15 billion advanced to a client. They have said nothing like that exists. Anybody, even these members of the press sitting here, you can only deduce one thing. The Deputy President lied to Kenyans. I think we'd like to reiterate the fact that Mr. Harun Al-Din does not exist in our records, either directly or indirectly, as an account holder, a customer, or a borrower. So, from Equity Bank's point of view, we have no relationship whatsoever.
Members of Parliament also invited officers from the Kenya Revenue Authority to answer questions regarding the Turkish investor whose deportation was not taken lightly by the Deputy President William Ruto.
The bank
There were also reports that the Day Pharmaceuticals, the company that built the factory, had its bank accounts frozen. It is emerging now that the said phone call made by the DP was not about the Turkish investor, but a different person altogether. Reporting for Maisha TV, Prime News, Ambushabi Jr.
While party leader Kalonzo Musyoka today appeared before the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, for questioning over land-grabbing allegations, Kalonzo, accompanied by his lawyers James Orengo and Mutula Kilonzo Jr., say that he had been summoned by the DCI for further clarification over the allegations that he grabbed the land in Yatta in Machakos County. This is not the first time Kalonzo has appeared before the DCI over the same, as in January he presented himself before the detectives to set the record straight over his acquisition and ownership of the Yatta land.
We are back here today and we have received a report by the Director of Criminal Investigations on that complaint. We are glad to say so, that we have received that report. Later on this afternoon, precisely at 3 o'clock, you are going to be addressed on this matter comprehensively. But right now, all we need to say is that our complaint has been looked into, and now we have a report from the Director of Criminal Investigation.
It's only fair that I exercise my right of reply. Dear Kenyans, on the 22nd of January 2021, I presented myself to the DCI regarding the acquisition of Yatta Farm. This was in response to allegations made about me by the chief priest of corruption, that I had illegally acquired it. All relevant documentation required to investigate this matter thoroughly was availed to the DCI, as Senator Junior Mutula has just mentioned. Corruption poses the greatest risk to our motherland, both economically and security-wise. If we make a mistake and allow these characters anywhere close to power, we will have killed the soul of our nation.
And on to sad news, one person died while another was injured in a battle between police officers and business owners in Kahawa West. The tuk-tuk driver was shot dead early morning in a confrontation after illegal structures along the road were demolished by Nairobi Metropolitan Services. Let's have a look.
Police does not do that. Police hawabomoi. Wale walikuwa na bomoa ni responsible agency inaitwa NMS. Sawa. Hiyo ni kazi yake. So sisi, yes, tuliambiwa na tulikuja. So yes, we saw. They are the ones who had brought in the equipment. They are the ones who did the demolition. And these are illegal structures. Hii kwa barabara, hii on these are all illegal. So whether they had notices or not, I do not know. But one thing I know is that zile structures zilikuwa kule. The structures which were along the perimeter fence of the Farmer's Choice, they had sufficient notices. Many times wamekuwa kiambiwa remove, they have not been removing. So lakini sasa wao wakiondolewa wanataka kupigana na sisi. It's very unfortunate that now there is a tendency of hooligans, I call them hooligans, to dare even the authorities, even to dare police. We are dispersing you, then you are attacking police equally. You, hata nyinyi mumeona pale, wana attack nyinyi na mawe. Are we going to allow that? Is that the kind of a country that we're going to have? So let's all abide by the law. If you have a grievance, kama uko na lalama yoyote, they are responsible agencies to address that. If the Nairobi Metropolitan haikufanya vizuri, kama polisi hawakufanya vizuri, we have agencies who are supervising our operations. So upon one person shot dead by police, now I don't want to say yes or no, but let me ask you. If you attack a policeman ambaye ako armed na ametumwa kazini, what do you expect? You expect him to run away? and to tell you thank you, my friend. No one came here to shoot anybody. Our main purpose was to disperse. Kama mtu amepigwa na stray bullet, that must have been a stray bullet. No one names anyone. Are we together? So we came here to disperse. But if you attack police, what do you expect? Una expect ni tutoroke? Tuache wakora waangaishe wananchi?
The Africa Boy Child Initiative has called on the government to set up a rehabilitation center in Busia County. This follows a spike in suicide and drug abuse among young men in the region.
Boys are seeing themselves as being neglected and being left behind, therefore indulging into drugs.
2 or 3 rehabilitation centers so that our boys who are deeply affected, they can be taken there.
Nowadays, cases of depression, cases of drunkards, alcoholic, zimekuwa mingi sana. Na hizo stations haziko enough.
In a bid to accelerate the rate of combating the incessant COVID-19 pandemic, the county government of Kakamega has launched a state-of-art intensive care unit ward. Besides setting up a health facilities fund, the county boss, Wycliffe Oparanya, has expressed confidence the new facilities will go a long way in addressing challenges the county has been facing in dealing with increasing cases of COVID-19 patients seeking services at the facility.
To the new ICU being commissioned today, the cost of the county government has been over 130 million. It is a 10-bed unit that puts of state-of-the-art equipment only second to none. With the upsurge of patients in need of ICU care currently arising from the effect of COVID-19 pandemic, the facility will definitely help mitigate such challenges. Now we have enough beds that now can take care of such cases. The county government imported an oxygen generating plant with the capacity of producing 1,000 liters of oxygen per hour. The plant cost the government 93 million. We are in the process of installing that equipment, and soon we shall be commissioning it. Once completed and operationalized, Kakamega County will be oxygen sufficient and capable of supplying to neighboring counties. The Kakamega Health Facility Fund is a kitty that once operationalized, and we are doing it today, will see a steady, regular and predictable source of funding for health facilities operations across the county. This fund will ensure that money generated by health facilities is plowed back to enhance quality and expand services to the people. Besides, the kitty will stimulate increased revenue collection by health facilities and provide an alternative source of funding for the facility. To this effect, I expect the advisory committee to give timely guidance on prudent use of funds and submit timely reports to the Treasury.
And a man who is reported to have shown signs of depression committed suicide in his house in Ingwe village in Malava constituency. The 49-year-old Philip Luvale is said to have paid dowry for his wife a day before he took his life. Philip Simiyu reports.
Philip Lubale was a man who showed signs of depression for some time.
Sio mara ya kwanza kuwa na kitendo kama hiki. Mwaka jana mama mkwe alimpata akitaka kujitia kitanzi, akamnyang'anya kamba, akaenda kuficha. Amekuwa hivyo hadi wakati wa sasa ambapo tumepata ripoti kwamba ameweza kujitia kitanzi.
According to family, Lubale had attempted to take his life some time back but was saved by a family member.
Amekuwa na hali ya mawazo kwa njia ya kutatanisha, hali kama uenda wazimu, na hiyo hali imemsukuma sana. Amekuwa akitipiwa, akipona tena inamrejelea.
The family of the deceased said that the late had lived alone after he separated from the wife and showed signs of mental health disorder and could have taken his life anytime.
Mtoto wake mzijana ameoleka, na kufuatana na utamatuni wa Waluya, mtoto hawezi kutolewa mahari kama wewe hauchapeleka mahari. Sasa alikuwa na mpango kupeleka mahari kwa kina shemeji mkubwa Phyllis. Nimeambiwa kwamba ilikuwa ni jana. Sasa hiyo shughuli iliendelea, walipopeleka mahari walipeleka. Walikuwa hata ndio wanamletea ripoti leo asubuhi vile walitembea. Na hawakuwahi kumpata, na kwa masaa machache ndio inapatikana kwamba ameaga dunia.
His body was taken to Webuye Hospital mortuary. Reporting for Maisha TV, Prime News, I'm Philip Simiyu.
Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Unions KMPDU has condemned the arrest of its top officials and other union members this morning at Kenyatta National Hospital grounds. The union earlier held demonstrations at the KNH demanding the hospital to obey a court order on employment and payment of doctors, as well as a reinstatement of sacked medics, terming the move as barbaric. The angry medics now want the immediate release of the members.
We are asking for doctors' rights.
We are the dismissed doctors in KNH. It is unfortunate. It is discriminatory. We will not allow this. Kenyatta released a document yesterday stating that we are in contempt of the contract we signed. We did not sign a contract that states we should not go to school. How many registrars work in other hospitals and still pursue their postgraduate studies here? Unataka ni watibu na knowledge ama ujiga?
Because these doctors are being dismissed and there's a list that has been put in place to replace them. It is unfair and it's a poor labor practice. And as a union, we will not allow this. Today, we have come here to demonstrate peacefully. Next week, we'll come here if this doesn't change and give us strike notice. And all the doctors in KNH, the medical officers, the pharmacists, the dentists, and all the consultants will be out of work, and the registrars from the university, until the court orders are obeyed, until these doctors are employed on PNP, until the injunction orders that have been given are obeyed.
If they're trying to use chaos and disruptions to confuse our meetings, chaos and disruptions are our best friends. Thank you. Shall be here more than you might think about this week, next coming week, and we won't tell you the time. We might even come at night.
Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembeya is under fire for transfer of Trans Nzoia West Sub-County headquarters. The angry residents are accusing the Rift Valley Regional Commissioner George Natembeya and the County Commissioner Sam Ojwang of playing politics in the issue. Here is more.
Serikali kuu inajua ya kwamba Kitale West majority wako town ni Tiwani na Matisi. Hatuwezi kubali sisi wengi tuanze kutoka town tukienda huko Saboti, na ili hali watu wa town ndio town ndio iko kila kitu.
Itasisitiza kwamba hiyo ofisi ya DCC ibaki kule Saboti. Sisi kama wakazi wa town ama wa Kitale municipality tunafikiria hatua ya maandamano au kama inawezekana tufanye petition.
Kuna wale watu ambao wanaitwa representatives. Tukikuwa na ma-MCA wetu watano wa sub-county ya Saboti hii, tuko na 5 wards. Tukikuwa kwa Matisi, Saboti, Machewa, Tiwani na Saboti yenyewe. Hawa ma-MCAs wetu wako wapi? Na hao ndio representative wa watu hawa wote. Sisi hatukuwatuma waende wapasulie wanawake wetu kuni, tuliwatuma waende wawakilishe wale watu ambao walitoka saa 11.
Naomba hiyo maneno tafadhali warudishe ofisi ya DC Town ili tupate services zetu kama kawaida.
The coronavirus pandemic has adversely affected the global community, and like most countries, Kenya has not been spared. According to one study, Kenya's international trade performance, its financial and commodity markets, and the entire microeconomic environment have all been affected. we took a microeconomic view, reporting the story of Margaret from Bungoma County.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, many people worldwide have felt the negative impact imposed by the virus. The pandemic has led to introduction of measures such as curfews, masking, and maintaining social distance between individuals, thus lowering the economy day by day. The government has come up with some precautions and plans on how the common mwananchi can live comfortably with the pandemic, but the same rules are said to be affecting some sectors, including the business sector. Small-scale traders are facing a hard time as there are no customers to fully buy their commodities in relation to how it was before the pandemic. We met with Margaret Shitandai, a business lady working with the Juakali industry.
Majina naitwa Margaret Auma Shitandai. Kabla ya COVID-19 sikukuwa hapa. Nimeanza wakati wa COVID. Lakini nilikuwa nikifanyia mahali pengine na the same business. Ilikuwa mzuri. Kwa mfano kama wakati watoto wanaenda kujoin form 1, nilikuwa nikiuza masanduku kwa wingi sana na vitu zingine kama makofuli, mahitaji tu ya vitu vyenye watoto wanahitaji kuenda nazo form 1.
Margaret says from the start of the pandemic, there has been less availability of customers, less time in touch with customers because of curfews, high rate of license, rents, among other issues.
So nilitoka kwenye nilikuwa nikakuja hapa wakati wa COVID 2020 June na nikakutana na hali ngumu sana. Nikawa nasumbuliwa na officers kutoka kwa county wanataka niwe nimekata license. Sikuwa na uwezo. Sasa wakawa wananiharas, saa nyingine nafunga. Lakini vile mwaka umeanza nikajitahidi, ikapiti vitu zingine nauza badala ya kureplace, naweka pesa nikaenda nikakata license, of which iko juu sana, shilingi 10,000. Hii space mnaona hii nalipa rent shilingi 10,000 kwa mwezi, na mwenye hii kiosk hataki ya mwezi moja, ulipe miezi 3 in advance, that is 30,000. Aya, ongeza hiyo license 10,000, inaingia 40 na business iko chini. Sasa nikawasa niwache business, na nikiwacha business nitachimutu ache kimaisha. Na mimi nimetoka kwa sina kazi nyingine, ni hapa tu. So imebidi nikapunguza stock ili nikate license, nilipie mwenye rent pia nimlipe, sitaki kumkasirisha, anaweza kuninyang'anya.
She also narrates on how it has been difficult to convince customers over their fixed prices as they also suffer from the same pandemic.
Wanapika bei, hata nataka umuuzie chini vile wewe ulinunua hiyo kitu. Kwa mfano nimenunua kitu kama hili chiko, nimenunua 300. Yeye anataka nimuuzie kwa 250. Sasa mara nyingi siuzi. Sema wako na hali ngumu ya fees ya watoto wao inawasukuma. Sasa kuraise fees na mahitaji ya watoto imewapana. Sasa na mahitaji yao pia nayo iko. Sasa mtu akija kununua kitu anataka mimi nimsikilize, nifuate yake mahitaji yake, lakini yeye hataki kufuata langu. Wachache tu ndio tunapatana na faida ambayo ninatengeneza, kwa maana hizi vitu zangu hazina fixed price. Sasa inabidi nipunguze kabisa, anga niuze.
Away from the effects, Margaret urges her fellow women and other business partners to maintain being strong as they face and struggle through the falling economy.
Mimi kama mama, tena mama mzee, lakini ninaambia wamama wenzangu wawache tabia ya kulialia. Ile kitoko ako nayo asimame nayo, atoke nayo nje. Hata kama ana kuku ama mbuzi, auze afanye biashara kulingana na uwezo wake. Kila kidogo atakuwa anapata mahitaji, hata sabuni ya watoto, hata chakula chake cha kila siku atakuwa anapata. Zio tukue tu watu wa kusema tusaidie, tujitahidi. Sasa wamama wenzangu nawaambia muache hali ya kulialia. Mwenye ako chini kabisa, hata akienda kufanyia mwenzake kazi kwa nyumba, kufua manguo ama mpalilie maua yake ama nini, kile kitoka amepata asikule yote, aweke percentage fulani. Hivyo mpaka atapata capital ya kuanzisha kazi. Unaona sasa kitu kama hiyo mahindi kunia akiweka hapo, atakuwa anauza korokoro, anapatako kafaida na mahindi ingine anakula. Aweke vitu hata kama na mchele kama hiyo, kitu kidogo, hata makaa, hata omena.
The government should keep a third eye on the small-scale traders on license issues as they hopefully wait for a better way of life away from the pandemic and create other possible ways of dealing with the pandemic.
County government kusaidia sisi wafanya biashara, kwa maana tuko na uwezo tofauti. Kuna wenye wako na businesses kubwa na wengine tuko na business kidogo, uwezo ni kidogo. Sasa ndakana wa review hiyo karama ya license, watofautishe. Wale ambao wako chini tuwekeweko, kama sasa patela 10 tuwekewe 5,000. Kuna wenye wako na business kubwa anyway, hao wanaweza lipa nyingi kwa maana wana uwezo. Sasa wakituweka kwa kiwango kimoja ya license, ni kama wanatufungia sisi wenye uwezo kidogo turudi nyumbani. Na tutaishi aje? Tutakuwa tunalia tu saidia serikali saidia. Itasaidia nani waje nani? Ndakana hata sisi tupewe opportunity, nafasi ya kujitegemea. Tukipunguziwa hiyo license, yani iwe kiwango yenye tunaweza. Watofautishe biashara yenye iko ya hali ya juu, ni license ikuweko juu pia. Na wenye tuko chini pia license tukatiwe ikuwe chini. Hapo tutaweza vizuri. Hapo ndio county government itakuwa imetusaidia.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Anthony Osundwa.
And Uganda has received the first batch of Afghanistan's refugees ahead of their screening and departure to the United States. The government spokesperson Ofono Opondo said that first batch of 51 evacuees, children, women and men, arrived in Uganda via Entebbe Airport at 6 a.m. this morning aboard a private chartered plane. Last week, the Minister of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Hilary Onek, told the parliament that Uganda was in talks to offer asylum to 2,000 Afghan refugees, and they will stay in hotels around Kampala, as opposed to early reports that the refugees will be kept at Mandela National Stadium in Nambole. The development comes at the time that most Western nations are fighting to beat the 31st August 2021 deadline the Taliban had issued to evacuate their nationals.
Each day of operations brings added risk to our troops, but the completion by August 31st depends upon the Taliban continuing to cooperate and allow access to the airport for those who were transporting out, and no disruptions to
News. My name is Rida Chebet Kering, and after this I'll be coming back on Maisha Prime Talk, and today we talk about issues concerning women, and our main topic today is about an organized woman. Be sure to be tuned in.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want, loving it has never been this easy.
Your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. It's your season.
Where when we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah. What a man can do, a woman can do, they say. In fact, they are that a woman can do better. Glad you could join us tonight for Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. I'm your host, Rida Chebet Kering, and I'm joined by Irene Mumbo, who has been with me since the start of the show, and she is an empowered woman, and she is a Bible teacher. Or what can I describe that? Yeah, she's also a mother of 4. She is a women leader, so according to the description, I can say that she's an empowered woman. And we've been talking about women in leadership. Last week we were talking about gender discrimination, but today we're going to talk about an organized woman. Karibu sana Irene.
Asante, nashukuru.
So before we get deeper into this topic of organized woman, how can you describe an organized woman?
Okay, an organized woman is a woman who has goals. She has things that she really wants to achieve in life or in on a daily basis. That is what I would say. So an organized woman is somebody who is well-timed. She is disciplined in terms of time. And then she has goals to achieve, which at the end of the day, she can sit back and say, at least I've achieved this. So that's an organized woman.
So according to you, you're saying that organized woman is a woman who can achieve the things that she had planned to do on a certain day. So what is your main challenge in your day-to-day? Because you cannot say that you are 100% organized woman.
Yeah, very true. We can't really say that we are organized perfectly. But we face a lot of challenges in terms of being organized. And so in saying so, I would say that there are so many things that as a woman I would want to accomplish. But yes, at the end of the day, I can sit behind and say I've accomplished some. But as a woman, you will never accomplish everything. So those are first, I would say that is one of the biggest challenges that we face, that always we never finish our work. We are like we've not finished. Anyway, somebody can look at everything we've done and say, okay, we've accomplished what we really needed to do. And as I also said, an organized woman is somebody who has set goals, and at the end of the day, she's accomplished the goals. But due to the challenges that you're facing as women is that always we look at things and very tiny things that we would want to accomplish at the end of the day. And so when the day comes to an end, we are like, okay, I've accomplished what I thought was supposed to be the entire plan for today. But when I sit behind, there's something that I would see at the corner of the house and say, okay, I've not done that. So that is the biggest challenge that I would say women are facing in terms of being an organized woman. Yeah.
Yeah, can you say that even time is part of being organized, because you'll get maybe there's a meeting or something, and when you tell a woman to come at a certain time, she'll come and complain that, oh, I had to do this, I had to do this.
Especially will tell you, I was still dealing with my baby and all that stuff. So yes, time is very precious and is a big challenge in terms of being organized. But as I come back to being a teacher of the Bible, I can read from my book of, that is from the Bible, and from the book of Proverbs. I'm told in Proverbs 31 from 10, as you go down, exactly at verses 15, it talks about this woman who wakes up very early in the morning. Yeah, and so she prepares everything, and her family is settled by the time, okay, everybody wants to go to whatever place they want to go to. So what I would say is, yes, it is a challenge. Time, it is a challenge, but we can still work on time. A woman is this lady who can wake up at 4, can wake up even at 3 after sleeping at midnight, but still wake up at 3 and then make sure that she does everything. We are these people who can sleep with everything done, like, you know, you've even mopped your house for the following day, you know. So we can do things, and however much we can say that time is a challenge, but yes, we can still work on it. And that's why I was saying, at the end of the day, I can sit back and say, I've accomplished my work, yes, but I can see that there's something that is still not yet done, because at least I could see something that I feel I was supposed to do it. Maybe it was not in my plan, but I was supposed to do it. I've not done it. But in terms of what the major things that I was supposed to accomplish in the course of the day will have been done. Yes.
Yeah, and now talking about your career, you can say that sometimes you're supposed to be in church teaching people maybe about Bible. You're also a counselor. You may be having a meeting to counsel someone. How do you balance to ensure that you manage to fit in the workplace and also in a family?
Yeah, that is also a bigger challenge, especially for us women, because, you know, maybe as a man, I'll just wake up and go do exactly what I wanted to do. But as a woman, I know I cannot just wake up in my house and just go like that. So what I would say is that what I need to do is to know what I need to do the following day. Everything, I have to plan my calendar in terms of in the days to day undertakings. So when I say this, I know that there are things that are very emergency or very urgent that I need to deal with. But all that in mind, a woman is this person who can double, I don't want to say double deal, but I can do so many things at the same time, you know. That is how we are programmed. Yeah, multitask, that is. So we are programmed in that way by God. So I know, if I just organize myself well, that I know this is what I need to do from this time to this time. So women are also these people who can plan what they need to do through the night. You are asleep, but you're not asleep. You're planning what you're going to do, and you're even allocating time to everything you need to do. So if I know I have a class, I have a that is a Bible study in the church, I have maybe counseling, maybe a couple or something like that. Before I wake up in the morning, I know I have to finish my house chores at what time, then at what time am I supposed to get out, what am I going to start with. So I have to allocate time to each and everything, and that's why I said you have to be disciplined in terms of time. So even these people that I'm going to talk to, have to tell them that I'll take such a time doing this with you. So, you know, I have to really allocate that time so that I know how to manage that time that I have. So this is the only way I can say I'm organized. And that's why I said a woman who is organized is this one who has goals and achieves all the goals at the end of the day. So that means I have to really allocate time to everything, every task I have to undertake within the day. And so I know this one has to come in at this time. But I can't say, as you said, we are not perfect in everything. I know sometimes we are really embarrassed in terms of some things that we had to do. Because I know within this short time, maybe my child falls sick, I'm called that I have to go there, you know. So such things would chip in, but not always. So a woman who really gets organized is somebody whom we can say you've really planned what you're going to do within the day. And so you allocate time to each and everything that you're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about working ladies, you can say that many of them come, maybe they, after job, when they come back home, they'll be complaining, oh, I'm tired, I can't cook, I can't wash, I can't do laundry. How can they deal with that, even if they're working ladies and also manage to do their roles as wives?
As wives. That has also been a big thing, and especially for women. I think it's something that we can't really run away from, but what we need to do now, as we are even tackling some of these topics, is that A woman who is organized is somebody who is going to achieve her goals. So this is to say that yes, I'll come home tired, everything, but you know what? These things must be done. And that's why I was telling you, this woman is a woman who can sleep by midnight and wake up by 3. So this is how strong a woman is. And so when you approach or you're faced with such circumstances, what you really need to do is really how to balance your work. Because I know you'll know that from morning, maybe from 8 up to maybe 5 or 4, let me say, I'm at my place of work. Rush very fast, go back home, then do the other things. I know you'll not do everything, but at least, and especially in terms of at your workplace, you have to do everything. But when it comes to home, there are things that maybe you'll sleep and know, I was supposed to do the laundry, it's not done, yeah? So I will have to sleep without the laundry done, but it's okay, it can be understood from that point. So don't also feel like you are not achieving what you need to achieve when you don't do some of these things, because we've seen people who really feel depressed and also even demoralized in terms of they cannot achieve everything they needed to achieve. If it is in your heart that you really wanted to do it but you could not do it because maybe you are so tired, don't feel like you've not done anything. That is something that I also have to strongly talk to women about, especially those women who are having their careers and they have to do that. So what I would say is that some things would remain pending, but please, it's in your heart. And anyway, anything that is in your heart and it is done in your heart, it is always done physically. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like I've not done this, so it's like the world has gone out of its place. No, it can still be done. I know there are times when we really feel like we cannot do this, we cannot manage it. And sometimes we've seen working women, and most of them for now, as we can see, is that they've decided to now look for people who can help them. Though I know it has come with also their challenges in terms of so many things that people say against us, those people who are in career and would also want to manage their homes. But all that put aside, that's why I'm telling you, when you've not done something and maybe people would point fingers at you, don't look at it as a letdown or a failure. It's something that can be done. It's only that because of maybe that time frame, you've not been in a position to accomplish it. You see that? So don't feel like maybe I've not done this, so I'm not a woman enough. No, sometimes these things happen. So you have to forgive yourself and continue and know that there is a time that I will accomplish this. I'm only warning that it should not be a habit such that you say, okay, I didn't do my laundry, so tomorrow I'm not doing my dishes and all that. So that house will be in a mess. So the strength that you're having to do your job out there, can you please also apply it here? Because I know a woman can work so much if she is strengthened in her heart. So in your heart, you should know that this is what I need to do and I have to do it. It will give you strength. It's a push for you to continue, you know. And so you can, as you're saying, you can also multitask in 1, 2, or 3 ways. I know it's a lot, but we can do it. As women, we can do it.
Yeah, there was this issue also, someone was telling me that, you know, I'm from work and he's also from work, so we're supposed to share the duties. When I cook, he washes dishes.
Yes.
When I do this, do you support that?
It's very healthy. I really support it, but I know I'll have so many stones thrown at me, especially. Yeah, knowing where I am. But anyway, at the end of the day, I think God, when he was creating man and woman, he did say that a woman is a helper. And somebody who is helping you, I think everything belongs to you. I mean, the work is yours. You are only helped. So this is something, if men will help us also in this, so that we help each other. Because, you know, somebody would say that you are a helper. Then if you're a helper, then it means the work belongs to you. So this helper, there are things that maybe she will not accomplish as needed, but at least because you know she's there to help you, you can also step in and help. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is a must, but this is something that if you're really in a healthy environment where for sure you really feel that this is a helper, and you really feel, as you said, that we are in a place of work, or both of us, and then when we come home, another one is with the remote and maybe the newspaper or the phone. It really feels like surely we are out of place. So you can feel it good to help, because this is a human being like you are. And imagine, maybe you find that even a woman is working in a place that needs a lot, because as women we are always given a lot, because we run a lot of errands. Unlike men, sometimes you send him there, it's like he's forgotten, he has to go back. A woman, you sent her, to go do this, do this, do this. She'll come accomplish that and right on time. A man alisahau, he has to go back again. Na umejua hiyo ni time inaenda, kwa hivyo hajafanya kazi mingi. Mwanamke amefanya kazi mingi and then she comes back, you know, to do other things. So what I would say is that if we can help each other, it is not wrong, it is not bad. But now women, I think this is why we are not helped. Because the moment we are helped maybe once, we have issues. Sasa kesho, you wake up thinking, you know you helped me yesterday, you need to help me. So if he did the dishes, you just leave the dishes there. Huh?
Because
imagining he has to do it. He'll study you and know, okay, so that is where you're putting me that I have to do the dishes. That's a no. So please, we can help each other. It is very healthy. It is very healthy because this one, you are there as a helper. So this work belongs to this man. So he has, please, if you can help, because it was your duty.
Lakini wengine watasema that huyo mwanamume amekaliwa na mke wake.
And that's why I was saying, if you look at what people, or you listen to what people are saying, you won't achieve your goals. So that's why I'm saying, even for the men, please don't be listening to people, because you know your mutual understanding in terms of, okay, this is my wife, this is my husband. So you know what you're doing right inside your house. It's about the two of you. So if there is any other third party who would come in and want to, because I know as the two of you, if you really understand each other, then you'll talk to each other and know that, okay, this one is also tired, this one is also tired. But if we can help each other here, then things will work out. I know we even have these house helps who help us, but you know them also, wanachoka. Because you come home, unapata, maybe the child was sick, she's been with the child throughout, she's not done this, she's not done this. I don't think as a woman, you can also just come and sit behind because you're saying, I'm paying her. Yeah, so she has to do this. No, you will step in and say, please, can I help here and here so that things can move, you see. So as that applies to the man also. You can come back with your wife, she's also tired, you're also tired. But if you join hands to do this, you'll find that it's even easier and things are done right on time. And then even tomorrow she'll wake up more sober, more fresh, and she'll do things without even needing your help, you know.
Yeah.
But if you realize that she's in need of that help, please, you can step in and help.
Yeah, and you are a mother and you have 4 kids, and I know you have a little one.
Yeah.
And many mothers can blame that, oh, you know, I have a child, I cannot manage to do this. Utafika kwake nyumba inakaa sijui aje, anasema, ai, unajua nimechoka, nimekuwa na watoto. Can you blame children? Maybe they're the cause of women being unorganized.
No, I think my Bible tells me the children are a blessing and in fact an inheritance from God. If somebody gives you an inheritance, I mean, you take care of it well and you want to make it better so that even that person, when he looks at the inheritance that he gave to you, he'll be happy. So I think we should always present this in a way that when God looks at us and the children, he will be happy. And like, you know, we put it in a place where it's very unfortunate. We found out that some mothers even kill their children because they say, you are the reason why I'm suffering, you see. So it's very bad. What I would advise women is that these children, take them as a blessing from God. You know, if that is right on from your mind and your heart that these children are a blessing, it will not put you in that position. Because if they are a blessing in the first place, you won't even want them to stay in that awkward, you know, environment. Because I don't imagine, you know, you get into other houses and it's like you're lost. You are in a jungle because you meet dirty clothes, clean clothes. You even don't know where dirty clothes are, clean clothes are, where, you know, the dishes are all over, the sufurias, the cooking pots. But I think as a woman, this is something I've done and I know it is doable. That you can organize yourself. And that's why the Bible talks about it, that you wake up very early. If you know your children are these children who are maybe giving you issues, you have to run around, like the small boy gives me a lot of work, yes. So if you know you have to run around here and there, wake up very early when they're still asleep. Do some of these things, clean up.
By the time they wake up,
everything is in its place, you know. And even if they'll do it, somebody coming in will know this place was cleaned. It's only that 1, 2, 3 things have been messed out because of the child. But I don't think, and also we discipline our children also. That's another issue for women. You know, there are women, the kids will be trying to bring down everything and then she's just there. Nita kuchapa. No, sometimes act up as a woman. Not that nita kuchapa and you leave it at that. So that's what brings the mess even more. Because, you know, okay, maybe you cleaned it early. And then your children are these children whom you cannot tell them to do anything and they do it right. That is wrong. A child from the time she's in the womb, I mean, the child is in the womb, that child, you can talk to that child and he or she will listen to you. So the same thing, even when they are growing up now, they are babies, they are children, they have to listen. So this is something you have to start even from the womb. I hear some of us say that you cannot talk to a child, you know, that one is past time. So So what we need to do is to organize ourselves, even from that time. As you conceive and you have your child, start talking to that child from the womb. And then when the child comes up, he'll know what to do or she'll know what to do. You know, when you talk to them, they know, they can realize that is the same voice, and they'll listen to you, you know. So that's what I'm saying. And I've been in such places where you get into a house and then when you ask, or even if you don't ask, they'll already try to tell you something. Watoto. Yeah. Watoto ndio wanafanya. I can understand it to some point, but you know, it won't just add up for me that is what you can tell us. Because, okay, from the background which I come from is that God visits us. And I start imagining, if God comes, where will God sit? Yes, it's a mess. And when you find such messes, this is just a lazy lady, because you'll find that even this child, maybe there is that thing they call kapoti, it is there and it is not really good, soil and all that stuff. The child, maybe uji, mefika mpaka huku, that's not right, you know. As a woman, God has designed you. You can multitask, you can do these things. A child is doing what she's doing there, you can do something else, you can clean that child, you can, you know, all these things can be done by a woman who is organized. And that's why we are talking about an organized woman, because women need to be organized. That's for sure.
Such a great point. Children are a blessing from God, so we should not complain, oh, you know, it's this child that is making me look unorganized. We should take it as a blessing and make sure that we be organized. We are going for a short commercial break. We'll be coming back, so stay tuned.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want, loving it has never been this easy.
Your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. It's your season.
Oh, there you are. Come on, come closer. Let's start this journey together. Get to know one another so we can rise together. Pick me up, hold me, feed me, but it might be messy. Change me, but it might be smelly. Be my playdate. Be my rocking chair. Be my hero.
Because every dad should play an equal role in his baby's life, Pampers is giving 8 weeks of paternity leave to their new dads, hoping to inspire others to give Kenyan dads this opportunity.
Hello 22bet. Oya ni aje? Poa sana. Unasikia naenda kuingia kwa account yangu napata kuna maziwa rada? Oh, hiyo ni Euro 2020 cashback. Tunapeana 8% kwa kila game ya Euro. Hadi kwa kila game? Hata zenye zimekunywa maji. Sasa nyinyi ndio mabazeng. Itabidi hadi nimechapia mbogi. Cheki Mamorio. Unasikia kuna 8% cashback ya nini ya Euro ya 22bet.
Get 100% bonus on your first deposit now. SMS join to 29252. 22bet. Tucheze, tushinde.
Oya ni aje, mimi Jonte Fresh. Mimi ndio nimetambulika hii Gikomba yote sekta ya manguo. Jumio transform nguo ordinary za mtush zenye ziuka mna hii harufu ya bail into the freshest igi kosi yote. Siri ni hii real mpya ya pink. na kushow mtushi zinang'ara kung'ara kushinda kamera. So clean, so fresh. Makastoma unaisana na hii story. Ninatumia aerial touch of down mpya tu.
Welcome back. This is Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage, and our topic today is organized woman. And I'm joined by Irene Bushebi, who will be helping me tackle some of these issues, because you know that she's a counselor and she's also a family woman, and I know that she's well experienced in that sector. And before we went for a short commercial break, we were talking about bringing children as the reason as to why women are being unorganized. And Irene was saying that children are a blessing, and we should not put that issue as children as the cause of why some women are unorganized. And now I want us to continue with the second part, and I'm going to ask you, why is being an organized woman important? And let us start with in family.
Yeah, just as we were saying before we went for the break, is that it's very important that we have an organized woman in the family, because otherwise we'll be seeing those things that we said. Yeah, you know, the house is all in a mess, simply because this woman is not organized. Because we were saying that an organized woman is this woman who at the end of the day, she will have achieved all her goals. And I know the first goal for any woman is that her home environment is conducive for anybody coming in at whatever time. And then secondly, also for the children that are around her, and any other person who is around her, and even the husband, the place has to be cleaned up. So that should be the first goal, and it should be achieved in the shortest time possible. So that's why I was saying that it's even very important that this woman wakes up very early before every other person. You know, I had a lady who was telling me that her husband is this kind of a man that when he wakes up in the morning, he doesn't want to feel anything on the floor. So she has to make sure that everything is sparkling clean before the husband wakes up. So that is as early as, 3, because this husband is a working husband, who he has to be out by 7 in the morning. So it means by 5 when he wakes up, everything is clean. So, sometimes you'd look at that and say that, this man is not a good man and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you would find that he's helping you to do what you really need to do and do it well. That is to be an organized woman. So in a home, we really need to have a woman who is organized, because if she's an organized woman, then it means everything will fall in place. She will have a schedule for her day. And if a schedule for a day is there, it means she will know, I've accomplished this, I have to do the next thing, I have to do the next thing. So unless she's an organized woman, this is the kind of woman you'll find she's out there making a lot of stories na mama mboga ule pengine anakata mboga pale kwa kibanda, and she's seated on a kibuyu ambaye alikuwa aenda lete maji, and now at the end of the day it's like, hiyo maji ijaletwa, pengine ametoka, the house is not clean yet, and she's making stories with somebody who is doing her business out there. So this is an organized woman. But a woman who is organized, she will know that when I woke up in the morning, I was supposed to have cleaned my house, I've gone for the water, I've done my laundry, I've done, by the time it's lunchtime, there may be kids coming back home, they have to take lunch. Maybe my husband is coming for lunch, he has to take lunch. So if you have an organized woman in a home, it means that home is a home where everybody is disciplined. Because even the children know that such a time mommy would be doing this. Maybe she's cleaning. She doesn't want to see somebody around there. These children are also disciplined. And they know when they come and they find their mama has cleaned the house, they know huwezi kuja na uchafu. So this is a home where everybody is disciplined. Even the husbands, some of these husbands, they look at us and they know who we are. If you're that disorganized lady, he would also just come in with all the matopes from outside. He's putting on the gumboots. Yeah, and he's walking right in the house, because he knows at the end of the day, this is how our house looks like. But if he knows you are this organized lady, he comes in with those gumboots, he knows where to put them because this is where we put dirty things. And then when he comes back into the house, maybe he wants to remove his socks, he knows where we put our dirty socks because you've also organized your home. But if everything is thrown everywhere, he'll throw one socks here, the other socks the other end. When it will be looked for, my friend will be in trouble. So, you know, those are some of the importances of a woman who is organized because she will teach everybody in that house to be organized. So you'll find that even those children are growing up to be organized, they are disciplined, even the husband in the house, and even the visitors coming in. Because, you know, as a visitor, when you get into a house that is very clean, I don't think you just move in and, you know, you want to sit. No, you also know how to sit there, you know. So sometimes you look at the visitors when they come in, and even the spreaders that are on the seat, if it falls down because he sees everything here is clean, you'll find that the visitor brings it back because he knows this place is well organized. But look at it when everything is in shambles, even those spreaders are not there. So when they're sitting like they are sitting, you know. So
so you're the one who direct them how to behave in your house.
Yes, that's very true. So if you have an organized woman in a home, I tell you, that home is organized from the word go. Everything, even the food, it is well cooked, because you can't tell me that you're this organized woman, but you can't be organized in the kitchen. Yeah, so those are some of the importances of a woman who is organized in her home. She will put everything in place. And that is a woman who even has time for prayers in her home. And several times we've read these books about a praying woman, the power of a praying woman, and all this stuff, because she has time. Otherwise, that woman who is disorganized, surely, what time will she have to pray for that woman?
Anapanga vitu anafanya tu vile inakuja kwa akili.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, she's very tired. She wants to go to sleep. She's not even prayed. She's not done nothing. You know, that house is like it was in the morning. So that is why we really need to have organized women, even in our homes.
Well, and still talking about in homes, families, can you say that being an organized woman is one of the causes of family breakups or something?
Yes, it really contributes to a certain level, because for sure, if a man would come home to such a place, I think he doesn't want to come home early. But if the home is so welcoming, you know, he has no any other place to go to. And let me tell you, if you're disorganized, even in these things that in the house, even in your words, you're disorganized, let me tell you. Because the same scripture I was telling you to read, Proverbs 31, the whole of it, please, if you can read it. It also talks about this organized lady, she talks words of wisdom. So this is to say, this is a home where it is organized from everything that is here, even to the words that this lady will be uttering. But let me tell you, if you're disorganized, you're this lady I've said, you're seated out there, chatting with that lady who is kataring bonga, watu wanapita, they come with details of who was beaten in town, who was, I don't know, ambushed where. So you have all the rumors in town. Huh? So those are some of the things that are running in your mind. And so when such things happen, it means you're this kind of person whose words are also related to what you're hearing. So because the Bible talks about out of the abundance of the heart, speaketh the mouth. So your mouth will only be speaking those things that are full in your heart. So if that is your position, then it means when your husband comes, you also start chapping with him, and these words will not add up. You know, maybe he's tired, he wants some food, and then he wants to take shower and sleep. Hata hiyo maji hakuna kwa hiyo nyumba. So what will happen? This man, next time, he won't want to come back early. He wants to spend some time in town with some friends who are talking to him, things that he wants to listen. Sleep. Yeah, he comes in like cuckoo to just sleep, and then wakes up very early in the morning to just go. Because this is a house that you don't want to wake up to. Because you know, all the smells are coming from every corners. You know, it is a disorganized home. My friend, those are some of the issues that make men run away from us. And as I told you, even cooking, and you know, we are told the way to the husband's heart is the stomach. So if he cannot eat well in this home, he knows where to eat. Very early in the morning he's out. Where is he going? To an hotel to take tea? And imagine you can make tea in your home. What is it that is making him not hiyo kikombe ya kuleta tea? Dirty. Yes, because you'll wash it haraka because you want him to take tea, he's late for work. And when he tries to put it like this, it's all smelling bad. You know, so these are good reasons why we really need an organized woman, because otherwise that home is going to break. Because this man would want somebody who is, and that's why you see sometimes people say the prostitutes take them away from us. Because for them, you go there, everything is sparkling neat. They know what to do. So that when this guy gets in, he really feels that he's in a home. But in your house, he's in a porcupine den. So, yeah.
Yeah, and now why is being an organized woman important in work?
Yeah, in our places of work, as I said, if you're an organized woman, it means you're going to achieve your goals. So this means at home, you've done what you need to do, right on time, and then you'll rush to your work. You'll be at your place of work on time. I was talking to somebody, we were discussing about a lady, we were thinking that she can help us do some things in our place of work. And then we were talking about her, it was like everybody was saying, hi, will she really manage? She's very slow. And whenever you want her to be somewhere, she'll always come like an hour later. You know, such a person, in your place of work, you'll always be having issues with your bosses because you're not there on time. Bado ulikuwa unang'ang'ana na sijui nini nyumbani. You know, you are not somebody who can really plan. Yeah, you cannot jipanga well. And so because of that, you find that even in your place of work, things are not working out well. And so again, when we come to that place of work, if your home is in shambles, like we were saying, do you think your place of work will be organized? The books are all over. The files are, when they're looking for a file, they look for a file the whole day. And you're the person who is supposed to organize the files. My friend, if the boss is waiting for you and he needs that file to go to Kisumu, you are here in Bungoma, it takes 2 hours to look for the files and then 2 hours for him to travel to Kisumu. So you've cost even your boss maybe some things that he needed to do if it was a business, you know, whatever they needed to do to strike a deal or whatever. He finds the person gone because maybe alikuwa nangoja ndege wakimaliza anapanda ndege anaenda. Wewe ndio umesababisha. Do you think you'll be there? You'll be taken away. So you really need to be organized from every end of you as a woman, because otherwise things will not work well for you. Again, this person who is not organized even in the place of work, the same things, your words. You not have those words that are also organized, because you know whatever happens in your physical life happens in your emotional life, in your spiritual life, and in everything. So it really affects you. So if you are not organized, because I know this lady who is not organized, she comes from home even with some bitterness, because ametoka nyumbani, they've kosanad with the husband because she didn't do what she needed to do, and now here she gets into a place of work, she's really moody because everything didn't go well at home. And then now the moods here will swing through the day, and then when she goes home again, she's also you know, not done things well in the office. Again, she carries this thing back at home. So you know, she's like in between. She's somebody who is always bitter. She's not achieving anything, and you see, at the end of the day, it is like she cannot work well in her place of work. Anapitana na kila mtu in the office, you know, because if she's asked something, she'll throw those words, and everybody's like, hi, kwani, and you know, so things will not work well even at her place of work. So we really need to be organized as women, because we have been, God has given us this as in terms of we can do so many things at the same time, because God did know as helpers we really need this so that we can do everything. And I believe as a woman, once you are organized, you will achieve what you need to achieve.
Yeah, and now let's shift to the religious aspect. Does the Bible support being organized as a woman? I know you've quoted some scriptures.
Yeah, for sure. Not really supporting, would say, but the Bible is about an organized woman. If you look at so many women who really succeeded in the Bible, you find that they were organized one way or the other. Let me take, for example, I always like using this example of this lady. She's called Abigail. Until her husband was called a stupid, a fool or something like that. The husband is called fool. People could not really relate, her and the husband, because, you know, she was too organized. This lady, she's called Abigail. When the husband refused to give David, who was the aspiring king by then, to give him what he really wanted from the husband, then there is one of the servants who overheard what the servants of David were saying to the husband, to Abigail. And so this servant ran to Abigail and said, you know what, your husband has refused to give food to the soldiers of David, because David really wanted food from this person, because David used to help his houseworks, those people who are taking care of his sheep in the wilderness. So David at least wanted some food from this guy to take to the soldiers, but he refused. So when this lady Abigail heard about this, she was so organized. Very fast she jumped into action. She took enough food, had some camels somewhere, and put them on the camel and ran and went ahead to go and calm David, because she knew that the way the husband has talked to the servants of David, they were coming to kill them. So she ran way ahead and went over and took some food to David. And when she went there, she fell on her face. She said, you know what, live forever king. My husband, don't talk about him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Please, this is food. So this was an organized lady. And the reason why I'm saying she's organized is that first, she was in good terms with the servants. If she was this lady ambao huwa wana mistreat wafanyikazi, they could not have told her anything. Nasema, okay, wacha tungoje, they are coming to kill them. We will run away. They'll kill them here. But now she was in good terms with even those people who are working for them. So they told her about the issue. And then again, when she was told, she had some food in store. She didn't have to go back to the husband and say, you know what, now you're going to help me with some food. We go and take to David. The husband would still have refused. But she had something for herself. She had stored something for herself, which really helped her to take to David so that the situation was calmed. So that was an organized woman. You look at Esther. Esther, when she was told that, you know what, now these people are planning to kill us, she really jumped in action immediately. She called the servants. Do you think people can just pray and fast for you? But because she was in terms with them, she was an organized lady, they respected her because of that. She did this. And when even she invited the king, when she was not supposed to invite the king was ready to come. You know why? Because she felt like he was going to feel very homely when he's at Esther's place. So, you know, if you're an organized woman, you'll always win your battles. That is something we have to know. So from the Bible point of it, I would say the Bible is talking about this lady. These ladies who are organized and have won wars or battles because of their being organized. So from the Bible point of it, we can talk of several of them. You talk about even Ruth and Naomi. When you talk about Ruth, you find that, okay, Ruth was there. She was really organized. When she was told to go there and sneak in and go and sleep next to Boaz somewhere, she did that. She could organize herself well and do exactly what she was instructed to do. So if you're not somebody who is sharp and knows what to do, angetambulikana mapema na wangemfukuza and things would not come to where they came to. Yeah, so if you're an organized woman, from the Bible, it talks right from the beginning to the end. We find women who are organized. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about women in leadership, challenges they face, discriminations. Can you see that being organized and leadership are related in any way?
They are really related because, as I've said, if you're this person who is organized, you'll always win battles. And as we were talking the other time, we found out that, you know, sometimes being in leadership, it's like you're fighting wars that you really don't know when they'll end. So the only thing that would help you really to fight these wars is that you are going to be organized. And I remember the last time I was saying that if you're given time to do something, please, can you do it with your best? And that is what we are talking about today. That in your place of work, can you always be there on time? Not that people will be saying that, Sasa, this lady who comes even late, now who wants to be under her as a leader, you know. So what we are saying is that really leadership and being organized are really related, because once you're organized, everybody will always be looking at you as somebody who is up there. Yeah. But if you're disorganized, even if you're up there, people are like, okay, this one, no. Because when somebody comes to your office to look for a file, as I told you, you're going to look for this file for 2 hours. For God's sake, who is going to wait? Maybe, you know, it's maybe a court case and something like that. The court is in session and you're still looking for a file, my friend. You are not going to be a leader to nobody. Yeah, so those are some of the things we are talking about, that leadership and being organized are one and the same. And so women who are given responsibilities as leaders, they really have to be organized. Even in your home, when somebody comes in your home, let them not belittle you because they say, uko ndio kwake. I used to remember sometimes you used to go and visit some of our teachers, madam teachers at their places. And you'd go there and you're like, okay, now from today I know whom I'm dealing with. Because you went to that home and expecting the best. But when you got there, all the masufurias and all the vikombes are all over. You know, from that time, even this woman, teacher, when she would be talking to you, you'd be like, okay, you are telling me, you know. So I'm talking about being organized. Your work and being a leader and you are being organized are one and the same. So please, even as a leader where you are as a woman, please make sure that you are organized. And let me tell you something again, women. If you are not organized, even that house girl of yours will not be organized. Because you're not going to tell me that I'm not organized, I don't care what happens in my home, my house girl will do it. Your house girl will also follow suit. Because she knows, my lady doesn't worry. Even if the sufurias and the vikombes are all over this place, she gets in and gets to the bed.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Yeah, because if I'm organized, when I get here and the sufurias are all over, I'll take those things and take them in their place and tell her next time, let me not get these things here. So she knows what to do. But if you're disorganized, ukiingia hapo unaruka na juu hivi ukienda kwa bed, yeye pia anajua zinawachwa tu hapa, anaendelea na shughuli zake. But if you're organized, you not want to see things just in the mess as they are. So you'll make sure that you're working them out. And so anybody who is close to you will look at everything you're doing and they'll know what to do. That's very true.
Yeah, I will not add anything of that on that. I think Irene has just said it all. Let's be organized in our families, in our workplaces, and even in church. We forgot church. So that was our topic today, an organized woman. It's just an extension of women in leadership, gender discrimination. Now we were talking about an organized woman, and I think we will continue this topic next Wednesday. So I'm your host, Rida Chebet Kering, and my guest was Irene Bushebi. See you next time.